Hello, my name is Kennedy Hill. I will be representing my molecule of the year, which will be sodium pentothal. First, I'll be talking about the molecule aspects. So sodium pentothal is also referred to as thiopental sodium, and the chemical formula is as follows: C11H17N2NaO2S. And then we also have an image of said molecule as well. For the characteristics, the mass is going to be 264.32, and the melting points and boiling points were not available. However, it is soluble in 1.5 parts of water at 20 degrees Celsius. Sodium pentothal is highly toxic if swallowed, and it is also a very flammable substance as well. Now, the history of sodium pentothal is a very long and distraught history. It was founded in the 1930s by Abbott Laboratories. It was first introduced in a patent for a general anesthetic, and it was discontinued in 2004. And the image below is what it was sold as for the general public and hospitals. Its first use was in 1934 by Dr. Ralph M. Waters, and this is him right here in the top corner. It was also the first drug used as an intravenous anesthetic in the United States, and also created the first lethal injection in 1982. Sodium pentothal was used in quite a few places from the beginning to the end when it was discontinued. A few of them are Pearl Harbor. For the wounded, they would use this as an anesthetic and try and treat the wounded. However, the wounded, with their injuries along with being injected with the pentothal, would soon succumb to their injuries and die. It was also used in mental hospitals, and they began using this as a truth serum. They called it sodium pentothal hypnosis, as patients would start to murmur things when injected, as pentothal messes with your brain. For its claim to fame, it was first introduced as a general anesthetic, was soon turned into a truth serum, and then finally used in lethal injection before being discontinued. For pros and cons, the cons definitely outweigh the pros. The pros are it did not affect babies and expecting mothers. For instance, if the expecting mother was in a psych ward, the baby would be perfectly fine. However, sodium pentothal did cause arrhythmias, coughing, shivering, delirium, and nausea, as well as many other things. It did affect your brain patterns completely, kind of made you a little bit crazy. Now, is sodium pentothal hero or villain of the year? In my opinion, it is a villain. So first being first, it is a very addictive and destructive drug, as not only is it a general anesthetic, but people began to use this in a really bad way. They kind of abused its power, which is the next point. They misused and abused its purpose, as it was originally discovered as an anesthetic. They soon found other ways to twist and torment people by using this drug for other purposes. It also brought upon the lethal injection in the 1980s, as this was the first thing they injected into people once they started realizing people will die because of it. It directly affected brain transmitters as well, which is how they began to realize that this would be a great truth serum. Additionally, it also had more side effects than positives once injected. Back to that pros and cons list. It was a lot more cons that outweighed it than the pros. And then these are my sources for them.